take a moment now to turn off any of your cell phones or beepers, at least for the next hour, and please no flash photography during the song. And we thank you in advance for your cooperation. This afternoon you will hear songs that have touched countless Americans in earlier times and in our own time. We will unite together as one voice to remember our forefathers, mothers, sisters, and brothers who have helped shape America. In the program, we have placed an asterisk next to those songs where our director, Barbara Jones, will invite you to join in the singing. The lyrics will appear on the screen. We open our concert honoring the 5 branches of the military. As I announce each military branch, please stand if you or a member of your family has served in that branch, or currently have a son or daughter who is on active duty in that branch. We want to honor you and your family. As the songs end, I will invite you to rise and recite the Pledge of Allegiance and to sing the Star-Spangled Banner with us. May I now present the Patriotic Choir and Band. President John F. Kennedy's inaugural speech in 1961, he said the following, and I quote, "More than 2 centuries have passed since the birth of our nation. Even though we now live in a very different world, some profound similarities exist." He goes on to share, "These same revolutionary beliefs for which our forebears fought are still at issue around the globe. The belief that the rights of man come not from the generosity of the state, but from the hand of God. We dare not forget that we are heirs of that first revolution. Let the word go forth at this time and place to friend and foe alike, that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans, born in this century, but proud of an ancient heritage and unwilling to witness or permit the slow undoing of those human rights to which this nation has always been committed. Let every nation know, whether it wishes us well or ill, that we shall pay any price, bear any burden, meet any hardship, support any friend, oppose any foe to assure the survival and the success of liberty. Tonight we honor and remember those men and women who have given their lives so that we might enjoy freedom, the freedom that we have today, and for all those who are currently serving and protecting us. Let us remember as we listen to the mansions of the Lord. was a famous American bandmaster and popular composer. At the age of 13, he played in the United States Marine Band, and then at the age of 36, he was appointed the bandmaster of that same United States Marine Band. A few years later, he resigned in order to organize his own very successful band. Suso wrote extraordinary band music with infectious rhythms and brilliant arrangements, earning him the title of the March King. In 1889, owners of the Washington Post newspaper, requested that Sousa compose a march for the newspaper's essay contest awards ceremony. Sousa obliged, and the Washington Post march was introduced at that ceremony on June 15, 1889, and it's been a popular march ever since. His march, The Stars and Stripes Forever, which we will hear a bit later in the concert, is his most famous. But right now, we will enjoy his equally popular Sousa March, the Washington Post March, played by the band under the direction of Penny Carter.
But as a young adult, he changed his name to simply Ray Charles. A number of years before the more famous
famous Ray Charles became famous. But you may have been exposed to this Ray Charles music. He was the director of the Ray Charles Singers and was featured on the Terry Como show for 35 years. He wrote a lot of TV and movie theme songs, including the theme song from Three's Company. What a claim to fame. 50 Nifty United States was his only successful hit as a choral piece. But it is used extensively in elementary schools to help the children learn all 50 states in alphabetical order. Many who learn the song say they never forget it. Ladies, is that correct? Let us now enjoy the 50 Nifty United States. Our next presentation, Our America is a medley of patriotic songs spanning American history from its infancy to the present day. Yankee Doodle, first sung during the American Revolutionary War by the British troops who poked fun at the strange ways of the Americans, better known as Yankees, was soon adopted by the American troops themselves. Since then, the song has been considered an expression of American patriotism. George Cohan wrote the Broadway musical Little Johnny Jones that included Yankee Doodle Boy. 2 years later, he composed You're a Grand Old Flag for the opening number of his musical George Washington Jr. There was no other songwriter quite like George Cohan at the time. This Land Is Your Land was written by Woody Guthrie in the 40s and is considered one of the most, and he is considered one of the most influential songwriters of the 20th century. He wrote about what he saw and experienced as he traveled across America from the 1930s to the 1950s. And American country music singer and songwriter Lee Greenwood wrote the words and music to God Bless the USA. It was released in 1984, and this song became the unofficial anthem of the American troops serving during the Persian Gulf War of 1991. You are invited to sing with the choir when Barbara turns to direct you. The lyrics will be on the screen, so let us now join together in Our America.
Say
John Philip Sousa and his wife took a much-deserved vacation to Europe. While there, Sousa received word that the manager of the Sousa band, David Blakely, had died suddenly. The band was scheduled to begin another cross-country tour very soon, and Sousa knew he must return to America at once to take over the band's business affairs. Sousa tells the rest of the story in his autobiography, Marching Along. I quote, "Here came one of the most vivid incidents of my career. As the ship steamed out of harbor, I was pacing on the deck, absorbed in thoughts of my manager's death and the many duties and decisions which awaited me in New York. Suddenly, I began to sense a rhythmic beat of a band playing within my brain. Throughout the whole tense voyage, that imaginary band continued to unfold, the same themes, echoing and re-echoing the most distinct melody. I did not transfer a note of that music to paper while I was on the ship, but when we reached shore, I set down the measures that my brain band had been playing for me, and not a note of it has ever changed. Let us now enjoy the instrumental ensemble in Stars and Stripes Forever." have had an illustrious past for many of us. Many of us still love the old movies of John Wayne slinging his gun, the posse arriving just in the nick of time to save the stagecoach or wagon train from robbers. You know, the cowboys spent a lot of time alone, riding herd on the ponies, so after a hard day's ride, their only entertainment was to sing, play instruments, or regale each other with storytelling. Songs were learned around the campfires and then traveled from state to state by the cowboys. This rousing song, which we will hear highlights of 4 very popular cowboy folk tunes: Red River Valley, The Old Chisholm Trail, Oh Susanna, Skip to My Lou. So let's saddle up and join the cowboys. Holly Wally Doodle is a nonsensical folk song that tells a silly story. Quite a few of the familiar songs back then had nonsensical words added to them. We just heard the old Chisholm Trail with the words, come up, tee-yee, yippee, yippee, yay. And now the song, holly, wally, doo. What does it mean? Well, this particular song dates back to the 1840s. It was introduced by Daniel Decatur Emmett's Virginian minstrels. It may well have been a song sung by slaves in the South. We enjoy it tonight with some very hidden choir talents. The American classic Home on the Range had its origins in a poem called My Kansas Home, written by Brewster Higley in 1871. A neighbor found the poem and enlisted a local fiddler by the name of Dan Kelly to write a tune for it. Well, as you can imagine, the song spread far and wide and in different states. The title was changed to reflect the singer's home state. But in 1947, it was adopted as the state song of Kansas. We get to enjoy this nostalgic song with Debbie Ryan debuting on the harmonica, on the organ that is. Sit back and picture picture yourself miles away from your home state of Kansas, sitting around the campfire, pulling out your mouth harp, and letting your heart sing. Our next song, O Shenandoah, is a American folk song. Have you ever wondered, how does a song attain the status of being a folk song? Well, there are 5 criteria that go into making a folk song a folk song. Number 1, its composer is unknown. Number 2, these songs were passed on by word of mouth. Number 3, there are multiple verses. Number 4, verses were added or deleted by those who sang the song. And last, a folk song tells a story. Well, Shenandoah tells a story of a fur trader singing of his love of Shenandoah, the daughter of an Indian chief. He ultimately steals her away across the wide Missouri. In other versions, the song expresses feelings about the Shenandoah River and the Shenandoah Valley. Well, regardless of which story is told, you will all agree this is one of our most beautiful American folk songs.
I long to sing.
Mark Hayes, has arranged 4 American patriotic songs into an arrangement for 4 pianos. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 pianos. As the musicians get set up, I will share a little history about each song in the piece. Yankee Doodle we have already discussed from our earlier song entitled Our America. The second song we will recognize is Dixie, and it is considered to be the representative song of the South. However, it was actually composed by a native of Ohio and first sung in a minstrel show on Broadway a few years before the Civil War began. The third song, America the Beautiful, is based on an old hymn written by Samuel Ward in 1886. Catherine Bates was inspired to write the lyrics when she visited Pikes Peak in Colorado in 1893. This song is held in such high esteem that it is often suggested as a replacement song for our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. And we will hear the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Julia Howe, being inspired by Abraham Lincoln's call for volunteers to join the Union Army, wrote the lyrics in 1861. The Hockessin family, a famous anti-slavery group, was the first to perform it, and it was heard during the fiercest battles of the Civil War. It is felt that William Steffi, the composer, based the tune on a camp meeting hymn. The melody was so stirring that 2 different sets of lyrics were used by the Union forces, one as a rallying cry and the other as a battle song. Even the Confederate Army created their own version of the lyrics, and so did the African American Union soldiers at the time. When Esther, David, Barb, and Debbie are ready, they will begin with Thee I Sing. You're in for a real treat. That was worth the price of admission. America's unofficial national anthem, God Bless America, was written by Irving Berlin in the summer of 1918 for a summer musical that he was planning to use in a show. The show never took place, and so it was never played until 20 years later, as the clouds of World War II were beginning to threaten the world. And so he revised the song to reflect the changes in the world at that time. Singer Kate Smith introduced the revised God Bless America during her radio broadcast on Armistice Day of 1938. The song was an immediate sensation, and the sheet music was in such great demand that Irving Berlin became very wealthy. And he established the Irving Berlin God Bless America Fund from the proceeds, dedicating the royalties to the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts of America.
God bless
you would like to make a donation to help defray the cost of this concert. The final piece and selection began one summer evening in 1955 when a group of 180 teenagers of all races and religions met at a workshop high in the California mountains. They locked arms, formed a circle, and they sang a song of peace. They felt that singing the song with its simple, basic sentiment, "Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me," would help create a climate for world peace and understanding. When they came down from the mountain, these inspired young people brought the song with them and started sharing it. And as though on wings of eagles, "Let there be peace on earth" began its amazing journey around the globe. Soon the song was being sung in all 50 states, at school graduations and at Christmas and Easter gatherings. It was a theme for Veterans Day, Human Rights Day, and United Nations Day. The song spread overseas to Holland, England, France, and Lebanon, to South America, Asia, and Australia. And even the Zulu tribe in Africa has sung it. This simple thought, "Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me," first born on a mountaintop in Voices of Youth, continues to travel heart to heart, gathering people everywhere who wish to become a note and a song of understanding and peace. Peace for all humankind. Please stand as we join the choir and band in our final song together, that someday the world may unite in the theme, "Let there be peace on earth." Hockessin United Methodist Church. We thank you for coming and wish you all a very happy 4th of July.